Another NFL season approaches, questions are abundant. Are Peyton Manning's Colts primed for another Super Bowl run? Or will the Patriots, reloaded with super talent, including Randy Moss, be too much to overcome? Is Rex the one in Chicago? Are the Saints with the electric Reggie Bush the team to beat? Or are Tony Romo and the Cowboys for real? Will one of these teams rise? Or will it be one of a host of others, loaded with young guns? Rookie sensations, new leaders, living legends, and flat-out superstars. These questions will be answered, and they will be answered right here on Fox.
Texas, and welcome to the home of the Dallas Cowboys. It's preseason football action, the NFL on Fox. The Indianapolis Colts and the Dallas Cowboys. And now welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Troy Aikman is coming right up. Have you had the shakes recently? Have you had that pit in the bottom of your stomach wondering what's going on in your world? Well, we've got the cure. The NFL is back, and it's back on TV, and it's here for you tonight. And with this preseason football action, we begin our 14th year of covering the NFL on Fox, and it's a good matchup, albeit early in the preseason. And for that, I bring in, as we look at Peyton Manning, Troy Aikman. It finally happened, my friend, for Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. All those good years and all of the disappointment and the heartache, they finally got there last year and won it all.
Well, that's right. And I think if you look back at previous years, I mean, obviously they had great regular seasons, but then the season would end on a disappointing note because of the way that they played once they got into postseason play. Now they come into this season as the world champions. The big question is, how are they going to respond to that? You know, I think you look at the leaders of this team, starting with a guy like Tony Dungy and then moving on to Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne along with Dwight Freeney, and then obviously the most important guy, Peyton Manning. You know, this is going to be a team that's going to be awfully good for a long time as long as Peyton Manning's on the field playing.
Let's talk about the other team, the Dallas Cowboys. The guy at the top has changed. Wade Phillips is now the head coach. Bill Parcells is out. But they've got a lot of talent, a playoff team from a year ago, and they've got high expectations around here.
Playoff team with high expectations, and one of the things that Bill Parcells really did a great job of was stocking this team with a lot of talented football players. Now you bring in Wade Phillips, and you wonder what kind of job he's going to be able to do. It's a much more relaxed atmosphere than what they ran under the 4 years with Bill Parcells. The other question marks, Joe, really is offensive coordinator Jason Garrett. He's taken over an offense that finished 5th in the league last year. It'll be interesting to see how he does. And then, of course, Tony Romo. You know, I mean, this team is going to go as far as Tony Romo takes him. He started off very well last year in his first 6 games, struggled down the stretch, struggled in the playoffs. I think that this season is going to be critical for him to get off to a fast start early.
In his contract year, what does this season hold for Tony Romo? Throwing a lot to Terrell Owens. Peyton Manning and company ready to go. So are we. We'll take a break. Come back. Football next on Fox.
New Subway Scrabble, a 1 in 2 chance to win instantly. Play new Subway Scrabble to instantly win food, or collect letters and play online for a chance to win thousands of prizes, including 10 $100,000 jackpots. Play often, win often. Subway, eat fresh.
We know what men like. Mitchum Smart Solid. Powerful protection, unbeatable against white residue. Wow, let's see that again. For powerful all-day protection that doesn't come off on your shirt, be a smart Mitchum man.
This local station in Tyler, Texas was desperate for ratings.
We're looking for as many eyeballs as we can get.
So they hired this LA bikini model
I got the job!
to be their brand new anchor woman.
Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda?
And there's only one thing left to say about it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Okay?
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh my God.
Anchor woman.
I think it promotes a lot of perversion.
I'll be watching the news.
Premieres Wednesday, August 22nd on Fox.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Everywhere in the United States, it seems like it's hot. Texas is no exception. We've got both sidelines covered tonight. Let's start with the Indianapolis side and Chris Myers.
Hey, Joe, good seeing you and Troy again. You know, Peyton Manning may have cut back on his offseason throwing, but he has not eased up on his quest for another Super Bowl. He told us he wore his Super Bowl ring just a little bit in the offseason, but he put it away, put it up, as he said, so he can focus on the here and now. 3 major areas of change. Can rookie Anthony Gonzalez step in for Brandon Stokely at receiver? Can Tony Hugo, their second-round pick, step in at left tackle for Pro Bowler Tarek Glenn, who retired? And the other question on offense is what about who's going to back up running back Joseph Adai with Dominic Rhodes off through free agency? Those are questions, and some of those answers the Colts and Peyton Manning hope come tonight. Let's go over to the Cowboys sideline, check on the Heat, and Pam Oliver.
That's right, Chris. A lot of people will be wondering how the home team, that's right, the home team handles this Texas Heat. That's because the Cowboys spent their entire training camp inside the air-conditioned Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Tight end Jason Witten told me that he figures this Heat's going to be a good test for them tonight. But if you're a 316-pound center like Andre Gerard, well, he told me he's not taking any chances. He drank a gallon of water on the way to the stadium. Joe, you know the key in all this is just hydration.
Yeah, I've heard that is stay hydrated, and you're doing yourself a big favor. And you see the temperature, field temperature 94 degrees, and it's just stuffy when you get down there. There's no air. And so these two teams are going to have a tough time dealing with that in this game. Shane Andrus will kick off. You will not see Adam Vinatieri here tonight as the Cowboys start with a football. Tyson Thompson, an Irving, Texas native, takes the opening kickoff, gets to the 20-yard line, and that is it. 20-yard return, and we look at the offensive line and protecting Tony Romo tonight. Not the typical group, at least the group they hope to start the regular season with, because Pat McQuiston is at right tackle, and the rookie Doug Free, a 4th-round pick out of Northern Illinois, are at the tackle spot. So White, Freeney and company will be lining up and coming after Tony Romo.
Yeah, and because of some of the injuries that they have had during training camp to Flozell Adams and then the other tackle Mark Colombo, these young players have gotten a lot of reps. Now they get a chance to do it in live conditions.
Tony Romo better buckle up that other strap on his chin strap. He starts with a completion to Terrell Owens. A gain of 8. We'll talk about T.O. in a second. We will look at the defense for Indianapolis, a defense that was horrendous last year during the regular season against the run, and then once the playoffs rolled around and Bob Sanders got healthy and came back, it was like a new team defensively for Tony Dungy.
It was amazing the way in which they were able to turn it on there in postseason. And as much as this has been an offensive football team, it was the play of their defense in the postseason that allowed them to go on and win the world championship.
2nd down and 2, and the handoff is to Julius Jones. He picks up 1. A little shy of a 1st down, 3rd and 1 coming up. Edward Johnson on the stop, and this has got to be a thrill for Jason Garrett as he gives his quarterback Tony Romo a little pop in the head.
Well, I had a chance to play with Jason Garrett as a teammate with the Dallas Cowboys in the mid-90s. For 8 years, he was my backup. We saw him smiling right there when he was messing around with Tony Romo. The guy has a smile on his face 90% of the time. We'll see if he's smiling when he gets into some of these situations in the regular season.
3rd down and short, and a 1st down for Dallas as Julius Jones hit the hole hard, crossed the 35 out to the 36 and picked up 7. So let's talk Dallas offensively, and I think Jason Garrett's going to be terrific as the offensive coordinator. His first crack at calling the plays. He's got a lot of playmakers, only 1 football, and the question is how good will that offensive line be, and then how does he keep Witten and Glenn and T.O. and Jones and Marion Barber happy during the course of the year.
And I think that's going to be the challenge. He has a lot of weapons. He's going to be managing. You know, everybody wants to talk about how do you manage Terrell Owens. I think there's a lot of players, all of those that you mentioned, that are going to have to be managed, and their expectations are going to have to be realistic.
On first down, the throw behind Creighton. He reaches back, grabs it, picks up 4. And then in particular, Jason Garrett, who you said is a good friend of yours, was very open and honest about the practice habits of Terrell Owens. He has been surprised at how big and strong he is. He said, I knew he was good, but I didn't really realize how tremendous he is with his speed and his strength. And 2, he practices at 800 miles an hour every time we hit the field.
And those are the guys that you want to have on your ball club when you're talking about superstar players that are able to go out and practice at 100 miles an hour full speed. You'd be amazed at what that does for a quarterback's confidence throwing the ball to him.
On second down, Romo is going to try and run for it. Penalty flag on the play. Owens may have been held. Romo hopped out of bounds short of the first down, but we'll check the marker. Jeff Triplett is the referee here tonight.
Holding number 26 in the defense. 5-yard penalty at the end of the run. First down.
Which leads us, Troy, to the defense as you watch Kelvin Hayden with the hold on Terrell Owens. These are 2 new starting cornerbacks for the Colts after losing both Jason David and Nick Harper over the offseason.
And that's one of the things that the officials are going to be taking a close look at, you know, well beyond the 5 yards, and the quarterback had the ball in the pocket. That's going to be a flag every time this year. You know, when you get up against a big physical receiver like Terrell Owens, that's the way you want to play him, but you got to let him go.
Julius Jones, a little cutback run, and he's to the 45 of Indianapolis, and so far so good for Dallas. Hoping to get their #1 unit on offense about a quarter's worth of play here tonight, and they'd love to start at their own 20 and march it right down the field and put up some points.
And they'd love to do it with Julius Jones, letting him run the football. You know, no one, I don't think, was more happy about the departure of Bill Parcells than Julius Jones. He felt that Bill Parcells made him run like a robot, took the instinctiveness away from him. He's expecting a big year.
Romo flips. That's the Pro Bowler Witten. He flips with a first down at the 36. Gain of 9. Bethea on the stop for the Colts. And you can already see the different weapons with Tony Romo spreading the ball around in this opening possession.
Well, one of the things that Jason Garrett told us about the other day on what he wants to try to accomplish, you know, because we realize the starters are not going to be playing very long. He wants to see a good tempo. He wants to see a rhythm. Those are the things that he was taught when he played under Norv Turner. And so far, they have shown that here in this first possession.
Toss to Jones, running right, and that's well played by the Indianapolis defense. Morris was out there, and then a very important player for the Colts this year as well, Freddie Keaho. He is replacing Cato June, second-year player, and they need a big year out of number 54.
Well, and the Cowboys also need a big year out of Leonard Davis. He's going to be playing right guard for them. You're going to see him number 70. Very athletic guy. The organization very surprised at how athletic he is. You see him get off the ball downhill and then take down Brackett. That's the type of play that they need from that position. They say he reminds them an awful lot of a former All-Pro guard here named Larry Allen.
Time will tell on that. Over the middle, Julius Jones. Methodical drive put together by the Cowboys as the completion to Jones is good for 13 yards. Peyton on the stop, and the Cowboys seemingly able to do what they want. And Romo, even with the backup tackles in there, is having enough time to pick apart this defense.
And that's what's got to be a concern right now for the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, you come out here in the first series, you want to show that you've made some improvement from where you were a year ago, or more importantly, you're going to pick up where you left off in the postseason play. But you know, so far in this possession, Dallas has really pretty much done what they've wanted.
10th play of of the drive. Little play action, end zone, overthrown was Terrell Owens. And a collision at the ball with Bethea and Hayden. 2nd and 10.
You know, this is going to be one of the challenges for Tony Romo. Sometimes you get so locked in on Terrell Owens on the outside. Jason Witten running down the middle. Terrell's going to get the help to the outside. But had he have come back inside to Jason Witten, he's got a touchdown there. And then on the back end of it, you got him taking a pretty good lick. And you know, I can't imagine that Tony Romo, with the fact that he is playing, as we said a little bit earlier, with a couple of backups at tackle position, that he'll be in the lineup for very long.
It's at least the 3rd time I've heard Romo kill a play at the line of scrimmage on this drive as Hurd makes the catch. Out of bounds after a gain of 8, and it'll be 3rd and short. And Pat McQuiston lost his helmet on that last play, so 3rd and a couple for the Cowboys, and this may determine whether this is a touchdown drive or a field goal drive here with the opening possession. Defensively for Indianapolis, they lose Anthony McFarland to a knee injury and knee surgery. Have not put him on IR. Here's Barber, and Marion Barber picks his way for a Dallas first down. So the Cowboys offensive line taking advantage of some of the younger guys up front. The one veteran they do have is Raheem Brock, who tried to get in on that stop.
Well, and that's one of the things that Marion Barber brings to this offense. You think back to last year when he got in games, particularly late in the season. I mean, he really brought some enthusiasm and some excitement to this offense. He's a very hard runner. He's a very hard worker. He's got exceptional hands. Many people feel that he should, in fact, be the starter. So even though Julius Jones is expecting a big year, he's still going to be sharing time with Marion Barber.
Barber is tripped up, and a good play by Jackson, Marlon Jackson, who has split his time in the NFL between cornerback and safety. Now the starting right corner. Good play and a loss of 5.
Yeah, and they're expecting a lot of big things out of Marlon Jackson for the very reasons that you said, Joe. I mean, he's been a very unselfish player, and last year, due to all the injuries with the safeties, he's had to move from corner to safety. In fact, of his 10 NFL starts, 8 of them have been at safety, even though he is primarily a corner. And so this year he gets to focus on that, and we should see him really come into his own.
Off after a pump, it's Barber. And Barber wrestled down by Bethea. Good play coming up from his safety spot, a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd and long. And one note to point out, prior to this game, the Indianapolis Colts did put Anthony McFarland on IR, so they have lost a big part of their defensive front for the year. That's a huge loss for Tony Dungy and his defense and coordinator Ron Meeks.
Well, no question. I mean, he was their best run defender at the end of last season, especially when they were in postseason play. And so trying to replace a guy like that, and just as importantly, trying to replace a guy's leadership like him.
Over the middle, pass is caught. That's Creighton, and Creighton is shy of first down yardage. It'll be 4th down as he was hit by Keaho. It was a long drive. It took, by the end of it, almost 10 minutes off the clock here in the first quarter. And it will end in a try by Martin Gramatica, who last season, including the postseason, 7 out of 9, a long of 48. And the new holder, not Tony Romo, it's Brad Johnson, the backup quarterback. And Dallas strikes first. A lot of hitting. These teams are tired of hitting guys in the same jersey during training camp. Same colors, but it's Dallas hitting Indy, Indy hitting Dallas, guys losing helmets, Cowboys scoring points, up 3-zip.
What are you doing?
Should we pick him up? He has Bud Light.
He has an axe.
But he has Bud Light.
And an axe.
I'm sure there's a reason for it. Hey, buddy. What's with the axe?
It's a bottle opener.
Hop in.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Look, here's Bud Light.
And a chainsaw.
That's cold.
It's amazing what fits in a pocket these days.
Your favorite music? All your email. Today's newspaper. Endless entertainment. And of course, a phone.
You know when you hear girls saying, "Oh, I shouldn't have slept with that guy." We could be that mistake.
From the guys who brought you Knocked Up.
Oh, no, it's the cops! Stop! He's a freak. He's about to kill us.
Superbad. Rated R. Starts August 17th.
KFC Extra Crispy. Double seasoned, double breaded. It's the ultimate Southern fried chicken. Right now, we'll give you 4 free pieces with a 10-piece meal or larger. It's flavor in every crunchy bite, and it's only at KFC. KFC chicken now has the same great taste with 0 grams of trans fat per serving.
Tonight's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
That first drive had to feel good for Tony Romo, who made 11 starts last year, including the postseason. 4-1 in his first 5, 2-4 in his last 6, when he threw 7 touchdowns but 8 interceptions. And had a quarterback rating that was only good for 19th in the league. And then there's the other guy who we're going to see here in a moment, Peyton Manning. All-world Peyton Manning is Grammatica. He's been showing a good leg in camp on kickoffs, and TJ Rushing takes it for the Colts. Good return by Rushing as he steps out of bounds short of the 40. They'll mark him out at the 36. Colts did not bring Terrence Wilkins back because they like this guy, TJ Rushing. High stepping his way down the sideline. Good return for the Colts.
This is Bill. He works for Ford, and he's wrecked more cars than Hollywood.
You ought to see my insurance rates.
I'll take care of the jokes, Bill. Did the Ford F-150 get a 5-star crash rating?
Yep, 5 stars for both driver and front passenger.
What about the other guys?
Some of the others didn't do as well.
Ooh. So I guess sometimes it's better to play it safe?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Take the Ford Challenge. Find out why the F-150 is the best choice.
There are no free rides on the road to victory. Do you have what it takes to pay the toll? Gatorade. Is it in you?
I've spent 3 years running. This is where it ends.
The Bourne Ultimatum is a wow of an action movie that buries the competition. It's the best action picture in decades.
I'm no longer Jason Bourne.
The Bourne Ultimatum, rated PG-13, now playing.
Peyton Manning will tell you when you win the Super Bowl, you don't have a long offseason. What little time he had, he certainly made the most of it. March 24th, he hosted Saturday Night Live, their highest-rated show in 10 months. April 23rd, visited the White House. May 7th, he has a state dinner with Queen Elizabeth II. She's a big fan. And on May 25th, drops the green flag at the Indy 500. Seems like a pretty good offseason. That's the kind of stuff you did after you won Super Bowls?
Did some of it, yeah. I dropped the green flag, but I tell you what, I mean, when you win the world championship and, you know, you're the world champions and you get to go do some of those things, it is fun going through that 4 or 5 month period of the offseason and having everybody tell you what a great year you had.
But now it's time to put all that aside, which Peyton is trying desperately to do, as Joseph Adai makes a great couple of moves and gets out to the 40, picked up 4. Could have lost 4, and he gained 4. Take a look at the offensive line, and the guy you highlight, Dr. Aikman, is Tony Hugo, who is trying to take the place of the retired Tarek Glenn.
Yeah, and I don't know that you can actually replace a Tarek Glenn, 10-year veteran, made the last 3 Pro Bowls. Amazing that he retired on top of his game.
Out of the backfield, it's Adai, and Adai, a good open field tackle made by Terrence Newman. One one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. A gain of 3, third down coming up for the Colts.
You know, and it was interesting talking with Tony Dungy about, you know, was there any indication that Tarek Glenn was considering retirement? He said not until the ESPY Awards, which I believe was in early July. And Peyton Manning said he told him, hey, I've lost my fire. Peyton said, well, what can I do to get the fire back? I watch you on the field.
Third down and 3, pressure, and the pass is complete for a first down. That is the great, and I mean great, Marvin Harrison. This is a lethal combination for any defense to try and handle Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison.
I mean, Joe, it's not even really fair, to be honest with you. I mean, when you consider Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and then they got Joseph Adai coming out of the backfield, and if you're somehow able to slow those guys up, then Dallas Clark, who was probably the team's MVP in postseason play. It's just these guys have been playing together a long time, and they really know how to execute this offense.
Play action from Manning. Hanging in the pocket, and there he is again. Marvin Harrison down inside the 25. Two guys who will someday be enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, another hookup.
Well, and check out the backside here. We're talking about Tony Hugo, and you know he drops down, and then you've got Ryan Lilja who comes out on Marcus Ware. And the time that Peyton Manning has to throw the football, I mean, I say it all the time, there's not a quarterback in this league that you can give that kind of time to and not expect him to pick you apart, particularly if his name's Peyton Manning.
Play clock at 5. And the handoff is to Joseph Adai, who runs into the wall. We need to look at this defense, and one of the reasons, Troy, the main reason why Wade Phillips was brought in as head coach. He brings his own style of the 3-4 defense, which they have played here and did under Bill Parcells. But this is a line them up and go get the quarterback 3-4 defense.
Yeah, meet you at the quarterback. Bill Parcells was a 2-gap style defense. Wade Phillips brings in a 1-gap style, which basically just means defenders can pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They're expecting, as has been the case everywhere Wade Phillips has been, for the sack total to increase dramatically here in Dallas.
Second down and 9. End zone, and that play broken up by Henry. Reggie Wayne, the intended receiver, and Anthony Henry was back there and got his hands up.
And I'll tell you, Joe, about this defense for the Dallas Cowboys, so many of these players that did not perform very well, you know, really placed the blame at the feet of Bill Parcells, saying that he didn't allow them to play the scheme that they felt would help them the most. Wade Phillips has brought in a style that everyone's been talking very good about, and now the onus is on these players. And so far, they've not really done a good job on this first possession against Colts.
Third down and 9. Ware was coming, got there late, and the pass incomplete. There's a guy who should have a huge year, DeMarcus Ware. Got there about a second late, but still bothered the play, and it's fourth down for Indianapolis.
You know, and DeMarcus Ware, he, you know, will forever be linked with Sean Merriman. They both came into the draft the same year in 2005. In fact, DeMarcus Ware was drafted ahead of Sean Merriman, and now that he's got the same defensive coordinator / head coach, people are expecting DeMarcus Ware's numbers to match that of Sean Merriman from last year when Sean Merriman had 17 sacks.
Andrews will try it and drill it. It's a 3-3 game with 2 minutes 7 seconds left here in the first quarter in Irving, Texas.
A piece came out of the sky.
It could be contaminated.
An alien virus that changes all that makes us human.
My husband is not my husband. It's like something else is controlling him.
On August 17th,
we're gonna get through this.
Do not show emotion.
Then they can't tell who's who.
Do not trust anyone.
Doesn't hurt.
What's going on? Tell me.
Do not fall asleep.
We have to stop you.
Get away!
The Invasion, rated PG-13, starts August 17th.
Use the cell phone and handheld devices is now limited.
Yeah, just landed. I just gotta pick up the rental. Hey, your world is wireless. AT&T is wireless. Welcome to America's wireless leader, the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
What am I in the mood for? How about everything I want and nothing I don't?
So give me a salad topped with sirloin steak and a ton of flavor. Give me the perfect beach vacation without the sunburn. Give me the ultimate outdoor rock festival without the crowds. Give me a perfect cut of salmon seared with a surprising dash of cedar. Give me just enough chicken, but with a kung-pao kick to my taste buds. Give me a massive amount of flavor with a smaller portion and price. That's what I'm in the mood for. Life is short. Give me more Fridays.
Tonight's game on Fox is sponsored by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa. By the new AT&T, your world delivered. By FireDog for home theater, PC services, wireless, and more, available at Circuit City. And by Ford F-Series. Take the Ford Challenge and see why F-Series is the better choice. Built Ford tough.
Well, we'll tell you that Fox Saturday Baseball is back this Saturday, and it's a good matchup. Boston Red Sox, Baltimore Orioles, who have played much better in the second half in high definition. The Dodgers, Cardinals, the Pirates, and the Giants. Fox Saturday Baseball game of the week, Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Only on Fox. Check local listings for the game in your area. It'll be the second possession for the Cowboys, and we'll see if it's Tony Romo or Brad Johnson for Dallas. This is Tyson Thompson, his second return, this time starting at the 5. Out across the 25 to the 26. It is only August the 9th. Peyton Manning is intense as ever. I think it's December or January on a hot night in Texas.
To someone at Ford, it's the insane idea to test the Edge crossover 0 to 60 against the BMW X5.
BMW X5. It's fast.
Scary fast, but get this, the Edge wins.
The Edge beats the BMW.
Beats the BMW by 0.2 seconds.
Is that a lot?
It's plenty.
Do Germans count in seconds?
They count in German, but the Edge still wins.
True story?
True story.
Spirit of a sports car, versatility of an SUV. The Ford Edge.
Comcast high-speed internet is fast no matter where you live.
But with DSL, the farther you are from the hub and/or central office, the slower your connection.
Hey, where is the hub and/or central office?
Far away and/or not close by.
So that's why our DSL connection is so slow and/or not fast.
Yes, and/or duh. Sorry, and/or my bad.
Connect fast from anywhere with Comcast high-speed internet. It's Comcasting.
This fall,
45 seconds, guys.
Two of television's biggest names are coming to Fox, and together they're making news.
You want the real breaking news? I cannot do this with you again, you preening gas bag. You're on. Coming up at 6.
From the producers of Frasier comes the fall's most anticipated new comedy.
Come on, you look younger than you did 10 years ago.
You even said that with a straight face.
I'm chock full of Botox.
Kelsey Grammer and Patricia Heaton star in Back to You, Fox Fall.
Wade Phillips grew up the son of a beloved Texas football coach, Bum Phillips. His first NFL job was linebacker coach for the Houston Oilers in 1976 under his dad. He's been defensive coordinator for 6 different NFL teams. Denver head coach 93-94, Buffalo head coach 98 to 2000. 0-3 in his career in the playoffs, and a big reason why the Music City Miracle in 1999 in the AFC playoffs for the Titans against Wade Phillips, who probably still sees that throw from Frank Wycheck in his dreams.
Yeah. You know, and Wade Phillips, he said, I know that I'm going to be regarded as a great defensive coordinator. I really want to be known as a great head coach. And he's got the talent here in Dallas to make that happen.
Cowboys' first drive was 16 plays over 9.5 minutes taken off the clock. And Julius Jones out to the 32. You know, you mentioned it a couple of times about Bill Parcells, and these players can say what they want now that Bill Parcells is out of the door and back in the television business, and we wish him all the luck in the world. A great guy and always very nice to us, but he kept players on their toes. He wasn't warm and fuzzy. He wasn't nice to everybody, so they can say what they want. But you look at the overall talent that the Cowboys have offensively and defensively, Bill Parcells' fingerprint and thumbprint is still heavily on this Cowboy team.
Well, I had a chance to see what that talent level was like in 2000, my last year, when we went 5-11, and then they proceeded to have 2 more seasons at 5-11 before Bill Parcells was hired. And you're right, Joe, there was not a lot of talent, on those squads. And I think that, the critics will point to Bill Parcells' career here in Dallas and say, well, he didn't win a Super Bowl. He didn't win a Super Bowl, or he didn't win a playoff game. But I'll tell you what, this team is so much better off today than what it was when he took over, that's why they're now talking about Super Bowls, because of the level of talent that, quite frankly, he was responsible for assimilating.
3rd down and 2. Romo having to go in different directions. Checked off that first receiver. Now a penalty flag comes in at the very end, and we'll see if it's for a hit on Romo. He looked out wide right, then back toward the middle and ate it. And we'll see who the flag is on as we listen to Jeff Triplett.
Personal foul. Number 60 of the defense. Drove the helmet into the quarterback on the ground. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Jeff Charleston trying to get into the rotation on the defensive front with that unnecessary hit on Tony Romo. That won't earn him any points.
No, and that, we talk about these things each and every week as far as the protection on the quarterback. Hey, the league is very clear on what they're going to call. The defenders know it. And when you come in and the quarterback is unprotected on the ground, it's hands off. You can't come in with a shoulder. You certainly can't come in with a helmet, as he did.
So it gives Dallas a 1st down with the ball at their own 43. Time about to expire on the 1st quarter, and play clock is showing 0. And it's delay a game.
1st down.
And that's a part of the process with Jason Garrett, whoever it's on, the communication of getting the play called from the sideline to the quarterback, in the huddle, up to the line, and get the play away.
Yeah, and those are the types of things in these preseason games that you're still kind of working through, the communication, particularly with a new offense and a new offensive coordinator.
Are you hydrating over there? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, drink your water. It's hot in Texas. 3-3 back after this.
David Ortiz powers the first-place Red Sox against the Orioles. This week on Fox Saturday Baseball.
Bex, I need the closest dentist.
Dr. Victoria Repka, 555 no pain. She's 5 minutes away.
Thanks.
How?
Dex, don't ask.
Vega Locksmiths on 8th Street.
Thanks.
What do you need, Grandpa?
Coffee.
I know 93 coffee shops.
No, they're by your foot.
Oh, that's what I'm here for. Sort of.
The AT&T Real Yellow Pages, published by Dex, your most complete local info.
Toyotas to choose from, it's the right time to buy. Toyota's Lots on the Lot event, going on now.
The way I see it, the world has 2 types of cops. New Orleans PD and everybody else.
Boom, 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 boom.
How so? It's the heat. Just drives people crazy, man.
It's hot in Miami.
Miami? They got an ocean breeze.
From the streets of New Orleans, things are about to start cooking.
Is to the long punch. Don't let me get shot.
K-Ville.
Boom, 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 boom.
Coming Fox Fall.
It's never preseason, or the offseason for that matter, for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, working all year round, doing their thing. 1st and 15 after the delay game call, and Romo back to work. Barber over the right side, looking for a lane, picks up 5. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Training camp isn't just for players and coaches. Here's a treat. You can watch the NFL on Fox preseason special webcast on foxsports.com, where Fox announcers prepare for the biggest NFL season ever Log on to foxsports.com this Wednesday at 10 Eastern to get the behind-the-scenes look at the NFL on Fox. You can see who's nodding off during the meetings. You can see who's paying attention.
They'll get a chance to see us break it all down.
Just break down ball.
Like nobody can.
Just talk ball. Pass is complete. That's Fasano. And the big tight end inside the 40. Had a good year as a rookie last year. Not a great year. And there's another guy that you can add to the long list of weapons for Tony Romo.
Yeah, and I like him. I mean, I always felt that the most improvement on a football player comes between that first and second season. A tough guy. He runs good routes. He had good training, you know, there at Notre Dame under Charlie Weiss. I think he's going to have a good season for this team. Is he going to catch a lot of balls? Probably not. There's not enough to go around. But he's one of those dependable guys that can really create some problems for a defense.
18 yards on the completion. Protection for Romo, and here he is again. Fasano to the 25. We'll look at the protection, Troy, for Tony Romo, but what does Romo need to do to take the next step and be a consistent, good quarterback in the NFL?
Well, one of the things that the offensive staff is really stressing with him is getting out from underneath center, getting back quick, hitting your back foot, getting the ball out. That's exactly what he was able to do there, and getting the ball to Fasano. You know, the sooner that he can get back, the sooner he can get the ball out, which is really the premise of this offensive passing game.
Cut back by Barber, and he was dragged down on a nice play by Charleston, who committed that 15-yard personal foul earlier in the drive. Good tackle, 2nd and 8.
You know, I think it's also worth noting, prior to that last play, 2 balls go to Fasano, the tight end position. And, you know, again, Jason Garrett, a part of those Cowboy teams in the 90s when we had the luxury of a tight end like Jay Novacek, he feels very strongly in utilizing those players in the middle of the field. You can bet that Jason Witten, he's had big years already. I would expect him to have his best season this year.
2nd and 8. Handoff is to Barber, and there is nowhere to go. Another helmet pops off. Rocky Boyman made the stop. He's been bothered by a bad ankle. And that helmet belongs to Marion Barber, a loss of 1.
And right now they just really haven't been able to get the running game going too much, which is a good sign for this Indianapolis defense. I mean, you touched on it a little bit earlier, Joe, how bad they were stopping the run all season long until they got into postseason play. You can bet that they're going to get tested early, especially with Anthony McFarland now, you know, injured for the season.
Blitz from the Colts. Romo off his back foot, finds Fasano for another first down. 3 catches on this drive, and that was an impressive throw from Tony Romo, who was under fire with a Colts blitz.
And this is really what he's able to bring. I mean, he's so creative within the pocket, and you can tell from that throw right there, he knows exactly where his offensive players are going to be. When you're back in the pocket, getting pressure, and then come out to your safety valve, Fasano, I mean, that's a nice job of execution by Tony Romo.
Good blitz pickup by Marion Barber. Delivered the block that allowed that throw to happen. So now Barber gets the ball. And Marion, who led the NFC last year in rushing touchdowns, is doing all he can. Eventually brought down by Marlon Jackson and a gain of only 1.
You know, and Marion Barber's not an easy guy to bring to the ground. I mean, one of the reasons why he led the NFC in touchdowns last year is because he is able to break tackles. He gets outside. Now you got Marlon Jackson. That's a great tackle right there in the open field against a quality running back. That's a pretty good indication also as to why he was effective as a safety. You know, not many corners tackle like that, but he was able to play safety, and you have to tackle like that if you're going to play back there.
Barber again. His tongue's going to be hanging out at the end of this drive, however long it ends up. It's over a 10-play drive to this point, a gain of 3. And 3rd down coming up for the Cowboys.
I know Jason Garrett feels very strongly about a good, solid running game, and he's got 2 good runners in Marion Barber and Julius Jones. And, you know, much like the coaches who he's coached under before, I've mentioned Norv Turner, but John Gruden as well, along with Sean Peyton and many others. He's carried a lot of their beliefs with them, and part of that is running the football.
12th play of the drive. Over the middle, it's Barber, and Marion Barber loses his helmet again. He's short of a first down, and that may be something they want to work on as training camp continues back here in Dallas, just tightening up the chin strap a little bit.
Or cutting the hair.
Or cut the hair. One or the other. I think the chin strap thing is going to be the first option. And then the hair. I mean, you got to work for that. So Romo, again, I'm sure a little frustrated. Long drives. That one a 12-play drive. But again, it's a field goal attempt, this time by Nick Folk, a guy who could very well win the kicking job here with the Cowboys. He hasn't missed in training camp, and he's got a big leg. 25-yard field goal is good. And it's 6-3. Cowboys on top. Tighten it up, Marion.
We need a laptop for class.
A digital camera so we can see your new friends.
And a new phone to call home.
Right? Uh-huh. No way. I'm totally front row.
Back to school rocks at Circuit City with everything to work hard and play harder. Save up to $200 instantly and get a free router, all-in-one printer, and security software with select laptops.
Honey, you could take a study break with Fallout Boy. Oh, cool ring. How's that work?
Well, when I want a snack, it shows what I'm in the mood for. Green for something sweet, blue means salty, yellow is sour.
Let me guess. Red means spicy.
Red means McDonald's.
Introducing McDonald's Chipotle Barbecue Snack Wrap. Tender chicken breast meat drizzled with Chipotle barbecue sauce. Smoky, sweet, with a little kick of heat.
What does purple mean?
That means love. I know, these things never really work.
Yeah.
It is August 9th. It is preseason football on Fox. It is Texas Stadium. It is Joe Buck and Troy Aikman with you tonight. And it is Nick Folk getting ready to kick it away. There you go. Troy Aikman right under our booth, the Ring of Fame. Was that just a... Did that just happen, or did they plan that out?
No, I think that was just coincidence. I don't know where exactly it's going to be, if it's even going to the new stadium.
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard, but they're building a heck of a new stadium just down the road from here.
80,000 seats. I think they'll have room for whatever they want.
You cannot come visit the Dallas Cowboys or go through their facility without getting hit in the head about this new stadium that they're building.
Hey, if I was building that thing, I'd hit people in the head with it too. Over $1 billion. Let everybody know. TJ rushing crosses the 25 to the 26. They say that you can put the Statue of Liberty inside that new stadium if you needed to. I don't know why you would. 6-3 Dallas.
So DirecTV's got this super fan business that lets you watch 8 NFL games on one screen. In my day, you got one game. Your team was getting clobbered? Too bad. You took it like a man.
8 NFL games on one screen. Game mix from Superfan, only on DirecTV.
Everyone's yapping about DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket, and I will let you choose from every game every Sunday. If I can watch every game on Sunday, what am I going to read about in the John on Monday?
Join now and get 4 months free of our best TV package with DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket.
It's time to feel free with Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel. I'm free to do what I want. Or feel free to choose cash back. I'm free. Then feel free to change back again. Without losing a thing. That's freedom. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
I went from up and coming to a has-been. Nothing in between.
The streets can beat you up.
No, I ain't no bum. I'm just homeless.
The grind can beat you down.
I forget your pieces while I'm reading.
But the truth can set you free.
You okay? It's fun to beat the champ.
There's this boxer. He's living on the streets. Your story is my title shot.
You ask a question, I answer.
Inspired by a true story, Resurrecting the Champ. Rated PG-13. Opens August 24th.
Television's biggest event of the year is only on one night, only on one network, Fox, home of the 2007 Primetime Emmy Awards.
This fall, Gordon Ramsay exposes America's worst restaurants. And yes, it's gonna be hell.
You are like a pig.
Kitchen Nightmares, a new series coming Fox Fall.
6-3, been a few misfires in the red zone for each offense. Both have been impressive getting the ball down inside the 20, but no touchdowns. And Jim Sorgi, he looks forward to preseason unlike any other quarterback in the NFL. Hands to Dede Dorsey, who is the first out of the chute to try and back up Joseph Adai. And this guy, Sorgi, is in his 4th year, and he doesn't get much of a sniff of the field with a guy like Peyton Manning in front of him.
No, Peyton Manning has not missed a start in his 9 seasons, and he's only thrown 90 passes in his NFL career. Didn't have any last year, so he'll get through the preseason, and they'll pretty much put him on the shelf for the rest of the year. Wait till next August.
They hope. Blitz coming off the edge, and the pass incomplete. Roy Hall, the intended receiver, and that was heavy pressure by Anthony Spencer, the first-round pick. Here's the night so far for Peyton Manning. A couple of completions to Marvin Harrison, that an incompletion to Reggie Wayne, and later one to no one in particular in the end zone. And 3 points, that's it. Peyton Manning will look ahead to next week. Part of a team that's been 1-8 in the preseason the last 2 years. Which should tell you all you need to know about how important it is winning these games. 3rd and 9. Sorgi throws back across the field, and the pass complete to the tight end Fletcher. From 181 to another with Pam Oliver standing there. Pam.
I'm here with Terrell Owens, and Tio, I got to ask you, what are you most excited about in terms of what this offense can be this season?
Man, just an opportunity to really just put some points on the board this year, and you know, being able to move around in the offense a little bit, mixing it up, you know, trying to create some mismatches for me. So it's going to be an explosive year.
What will Jason Garrett, as the new offensive coordinator calling the plays, bring to the table? What are you most excited about there?
Just his knowledge of the game, him being a quarterback and playing with the Cowboys, and just the history. You know, he knows from a quarterback perspective, you know, the playmakers that we have on the team, how to get the ball to us.
So Wade Phillips comes in and said, he's our best player. Get the ball to him. How happy were you?
Well, you know what? I didn't particularly hear that comment, but you know, it's very exciting for me being a playmaker. I've done it in San Francisco. I did it in Philly. So this is what I'm accustomed to doing, just getting the ball in my hands and trying to create some things for the team.
As I let you go, you feeling good?
Oh, yeah, I feel great.
All right, thanks a lot. Back to you, Joe.
All right, Pam, thank you, and thanks to Terrell Owens as Fletcher makes his 2nd catch on this drive and has a first down for the Colts.
You know, and I got to tell you, I really think that Terrell Owens is going to have a big year this year, and primarily because at the other places that he was at, when he would get single coverage and it was a pass play, he wouldn't always get the ball. Well, I can tell you that in this offense, at the X receiver, which is where he'll be playing, same place Michael Irvin played when he played all those years, if Terrell Owens has single coverage, the ball is going to be thrown to him, and he knows that, and so he's going to get a lot of chances to make a lot of plays.
Ware coming off the edge with pressure, and Sorgi completes it to the 40-yard line to Dede Dorsey. Not one carry by any of these Colt running backs in the NFL other than Joseph Adai. So while they had the Rhodes-Adai combo last year that took them to a Super Bowl championship, they've got Joseph Adai, who Peyton Manning says is going to be a superstar, but really no experience after him at all.
Yeah, and it's a real concern because they were able to keep Adai and Dominic Rhodes fresh when they got it into the postseason. I mean, that was 1,700 yards between those two combined.
Sorgi steps up and throws incomplete. Roy Hall, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, there's no question that Joseph Adai his workload is going to increase because of the fact that Dominic Rhodes is not here. They would like to have him. Last year he was carrying the ball about 15 times a game. This year they'd like to see it about 20, 22, but they don't want it to get beyond that. And so one of the big things coming out of this camp is who exactly is going to be the backup that can help spell him a little bit.
3rd down and 6. Sorgi with time. Fletcher again, and the tight end spins forward, but they do not give him progress to pick up a 1st down. About half a yard shy was the big tight end, Brian Fletcher.
Brought down at the 35-yard line.
And the offense will stay out there for the Colts. 4th down and 1. Quick snap, and D.D. Dorsey doesn't look like he got it. But where that ball was stopped and the officials came in from the sidelines, it looked like he was short, and he was. So Wade Phillips and his defense, some of the backups in there, they stop on a 4th and 1. And a turnover on downs. Cowboys back on offense, up 6-3.
Okay, guys, check this out. Ran the numbers. It looks like if you insure your car and your home with us, this is how much money we're going to save you.
That's what I'm talking about, baby! Yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Yeah! State Farm's got football fever.
It's a good rate.
You'll get it too. To see how your car and home can save you money, call an agent or visit statefarm.com.
Come on, Penelope, wait!
We'll talk about it when I get back.
With our help at Radio Shack, you don't just buy stuff, you do stuff.
Killed my partner.
Get ready for a war.
On August 24th, Jet Li and Jason Statham are at war.
You and I are gonna finish this.
Rated R. In theaters August 24th.
Tonight's game on Fox is sponsored by DirecTV. For the most sports in HD, you've got to get DirecTV. By TGI Fridays Restaurant's new right portion, right price menu. Give me more Fridays. By War, starring Jet Li and Jason Statham, in theaters August 24th. And by State Farm. Great service, great rates. Nobody takes care of you like State Farm.
I've never heard NFL players or head coaches talk more about a mascot than you do when you hang around the Dallas Cowboys and they start talking about Rowdy, who was pictured a moment ago. Brad Johnson takes over at quarterback. Marion Barber stays in the game at running back. He picks up 5. Boyman on the stop. And this is a solid Super Bowl winning quarterback that the Cowboys have brought in to back up Tony Romo.
I think it's a great pickup, Joe, bringing Brad Johnson in, and you know he really wants to be the guy. He started 14 games last year in Minnesota, of course, as you mentioned, won a Super Bowl in 2002, but yet he understands his role, and Tony Romo has had the luxury of working with a lot of veteran backup quarterbacks.
Gain of 1 by Marion Barber.
I say backup quarterbacks. He was the backup while they were here, but he had a chance to learn under a guy like Vinny Testaverde when he came in as a rookie. Last year, the last 2 years, he had a chance to learn under a guy like Drew Bledsoe, and now that he's the guy, to be able to pick the brain of Brad Johnson, who I think is one of the, you know, he's just a consummate professional. I mean, he doesn't have all the skills. He doesn't have the great arm. He can't move around like he once could. But I tell you what, he understands the game at that position better than anybody I know playing right now.
On 3rd down out of the shotgun, the pass was behind Barber. And short of a 1st down as Marion Barber is Tywan Hagler. Makes the tackle. Linebacker for the Colts, and it's 4th down, so a 3 and out. First crack at it for Brad Johnson. This will be the first punt by either team tonight, and it's one of the best in the business. Matt McBriar, the Aussie, who just inked the best deal a punter has ever signed in the history of the NFL. He hangs this one high inside the 10 and into the end zone. Out Out to the 20. For the Colts, down by 3. Tony Romo's night is over. Wow. 6-3, Cowboys.
What am I in the mood for? How about everything I want and nothing I don't? So give me a salad topped with sirloin steak and a ton of flavor. Give me the perfect beach vacation without the sunburn. Give me the ultimate outdoor rock festival without the crowds. Give me a perfect cut of salmon seared with a surprising dash of cedar. Give me just enough chicken, but with a kung-pao kick to my taste buds. Give me a massive amount of flavor with a smaller portion and price. That's what I'm in the mood for. Life is short. Give me more Fridays.
Well, this heat's not letting up, folks, so you might want to get home with those air conditioners.
At the end of a long, hot day, grab the beer that starts out cold and ends up refreshing. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
To get more maximum payload for the new Ford Super Duty, we gave it a rigid frame and 8-inch longer leaf springs, which pushed the payload up to more than 3 tons. Introducing the bold new F-Series Super Duty. It's built better to work harder for you.
I took an NFL player to school. Maybe you can too.
It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter at NFLRush.com.
I want to win.
It's a 6-3 game here at Texas Stadium. Colts have it. Third time, and Jim Sorgi is back at the controls, and we will keep an eye on Tony Hugo, who has been handed the starting job at left tackle. Peyton Manning, except for 6 games in his entire career, and the same guy at left tackle, Tarek Glenn. Well, he's put together his Hall of Fame run as Dede Dorsey slips down, no gain. Glimpse on the stop for the Cowboys next week. And all season long, we look at some of the stars in the NFC, and look at that. Frank is even a part of the promo now for the NFL on Fox, our pregame show. We'll be back next week on Friday night with the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Jets at the Giant Stadium. Pass is complete to Roy Hall. Makes it to the 25. That's it. Third down coming up for the Colts.
You know, one of the real luxuries that this offensive line, or this Colts offense, has been, you know, the consistency along the offensive line. And you think about the guys that are back now, you know, Jeff Saturday, an 8-year starter at center for them, and Jake Scott in his 4th year, and Ryan Lilja now in his 3rd. And the guy who's put it all together is Howard Mudd. And in fact, Peyton Manning, he said that he's not worried about Tarek Glenn not being here. He has so much confidence in Howard Mudd getting Tony Hugo or whoever it might be ready and prepared to play at a high level.
Sorgi steps up, throws, and incomplete for Roy Hall, who's been a favorite target since Sorgi came in. It's 4th down with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the half.
And I think one of the big things is, in talking with Peyton, he said, hey, the 2 things that I could always depend on was Marvin Harrison to my right and Tarek Glenn to my left. Those guys had been there since Peyton came in as a rookie in 1998. Well, the other 2 guys that he can also depend on is Howard Mudd, who we showed as the offensive line coach, and then, of course, Tom Moore. Those 2 guys have also been in those respective positions ever since Peyton Manning came into the league in '98.
Hunter Smith with his first punt. Patrick Creighton takes it near his own 25. Got great speed, doesn't get a chance to show it as he's out to the 30, a 5-yard return, and the Dallas Cowboy offense will head back to work. 1:58 to play here in the first half.
In Tyler, Texas, Channel 19 will do anything for ratings.
I'm going to give you a 30-day shot.
I'm going to be an anchor woman.
doing?
Now this bikini model is going on the air live.
I have a blazer in the car. She wants to wear one.
To anchor the local news.
Sunshots ring out at a Tyler nightclub. There's nightclubs here?
No commentary.
Okay. Did I commentary?
Yes, you did. It's the true story that proves you can't judge a book by its hair color.
Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda?
I think we got us a problem.
Anchor Woman premieres Wednesday, August 22nd on Fox.
Chicken be bad. At Wendy's, we serve only the tender center cut in our chicken cordon bleu sandwich with Swiss cheese and Black Forest ham. Paired with a creamy frosty float, chicken's good again.
That's right.
Hey, you got Comcast. Enlighten me.
You know that feeling like you've just unlocked the secrets of the cosmos and you achieve total and complete oneness with the entire technological universe?
I still have AT&T.
Add Comcast Digital Voice Home Phone Service for as low as $33 per month.
Are you enlightened?
Call 1-888-4-BEST-TV.
Getting ready and preparing, in case you wonder how he does it, it's kind of a half and half, maybe an Arnold Palmer, kind of a half iced tea, half lemonade for Chris Myers, who's coming up on the Visa halftime report. Highlights of the Bengals-Lions game, a look at some of the players this season who may be feeling pressure, and we'll preview the big games coming up on Fox.
Well, Chris Myers, he makes it look easy, doesn't he, the way in which he prepares?
Just does. Just a nice stroll. Hair perfect. Ready to take on the world. Minute 58 to play in the half, and the pass is complete to Miles Austin. And if you want a name to pay attention to with Tim Jennings making the stop, everybody is raving about Miles Austin in camp for the Cowboys.
Yeah, you know, they've got three really solid guys, but then Miles Austin, Sam Hurd, they're competing for the other spots. But you're right, Miles Austin, a lot of positive things about him.
How about that move in the open field by Marion Barber, who's had a nice half. A gain of 10. And it was the move that set him free as he left Tim Jennings behind.
Yeah, I mean, geez, he almost twisted his ankle. We talked a little bit about it earlier about Marion Barber and his ability just to make people miss. I mean, he's a very physical runner.
Offense. The wideout covered up the tight end on the play. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
It's a 5-yard penalty, but it erases the first down and the 10-yard gain on that catch and run by Barber.
But it doesn't take away for, you know, what the run was all about. And, you know, to conclude what I was saying, you know, he really is a physical runner that can run people over and break tackles. But as we just saw, he's also very elusive in the open field. You don't see a lot of that type of combination with runners.
Second down and 9, and Johnson back to Barber. Marion Barber is doing everything he can, about 1.5 yards shy of a first down, with the clock winding and 1:20 left in the half. All 3 timeouts remaining for Dallas as they watch Brad Johnson conduct the 2-minute offense. Third down and 1 yard. They'll try and just pick it up, and they do with Barber. They pick up the first down and much more to the 46-yard line of the Colts. 16-yard run by Marion Barber.
Well, it's a good call there. You're in a no-huddle offense. It's 3rd and short. The defense is thinking pass. They're vulnerable up the middle with a nickel defense in, and give it to Marion Barber on a draw play and let him split the middle.
Call a timeout. Let everybody down there catch their breath. First TO for the Cowboys of the half.
Tonight's game on Fox is sponsored by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
Take your time. I can't wait for all the love I know will be mine if you take your time.
Don't let cash slow you down. Fast food takes faster money.
Take your time.
Life takes Visa.
The
#1 comedy of the year is coming to DVD and Blu-ray. 4 Friends.
We need to get away. Road trip?
2,000 miles.
I'm a computer programmer. What are you doing? Kill.
How wild?
What did you do? I blew up their bar.
Can it get? With wild deleted scenes, bloopers.
Did it get dark in here?
An outrageous alternate ending.
Daddy's home.
And much more.
Right on top, baby. Yeah.
Wild Hogs. Own it on DVD and Blu-ray Tuesday, August 14th.
EA Sports Madden NFL 2008 presents a look at one of this year's biggest matchups. Quarterback Ben Roethlisberger looks to get the Steelers back in championship form when Pittsburgh hosts Seattle. Safety Troy Polamalu leads a stingy Steeler defense, which will need to shut down Seahawks running back Sean Alexander in this rematch of Super Bowl 40. EA Sports Madden NFL 2008 in stores August 14th. Rated E for everyone.
6-3, 1 minute left in a fast-paced half with the Cowboys and Colts. First down, Dallas. From the Indy 46, Johnson with time over the middle, floats it for Fasano. And the pass incomplete. Trying to make a sliding catch. He was wide open and just underthrown by Brad Johnson.
Well, he had a chance, no question about it, right down the middle to Fasano, who's gotten a lot of balls early in this ball game, and it looked like he might have been able to come down with it, but as you see, as he rolled over, the ball then appeared to have touched the ground right there, went right through his arms.
So a missed chance there for Dallas. And it's 2nd and 10 with 53 seconds left. Another high snap, and Johnson a good job to get up and get it. Now just trying to fall on it to keep the football. That's 2 consecutive high snaps from center with Johnson back in the shotgun. And now the Colts take their first time out.
Well, and that's one of the things that you always hear people talk about getting into the shotgun whenever you're playing and you've got a defense that's able to get pressure on the quarterback, get back in shotgun to where the quarterback can get away from it and see what's happening. You know, so many people that talk like that, they fail to realize you still got to snap the ball back there. And, you know, when a guy's not used to doing that, sometimes it creates a real problem. Certainly did there. Now, Brad should not have fumbled it after he got it, but, you know, just a negative play. They were moving the football. Looked like they might be able to get themselves into a position to at least attempt a field goal. Now they're just basically going to run the ball here and then punt.
It's Corey Proctor, the backup center, who's in there in place of Gerard. Cowboys offensive line, when healthy, is gigantic with Colombo, Leonard Davis. His nickname's Big. They gave him big money to come here, $16 million bonus. Gerard, Kozar, and Flozell Adams. Flozell on the left, Colombo on the right, and a handoff is to Marion Barber. Well, he is impressive. He is into Colt territory down at the 49-yard line, a 13-yard run, and now the Colts will spend their second time out as it's 4th down for Dallas.
You know, we talked a little bit about the Colts offensive line, but as you were saying, Joe, this Cowboys offensive line, really when the season ended last year, they weren't real sure exactly what this offensive line was going to look like. Andre Gerard was just re-signed to a big contract as well. They brought in Leonard Davis, as you said, and so what initially looked like it may be a position of weakness, quite honestly right now looks like it could be a real position of strength, particularly there in the middle with Andre Gerard and Leonard Davis, and that's them right there. That's a lot of beef going after some defensive fronts, and they should be able to run the football behind those two guys.
Combined 671 pounds of beef between those two. And that's before breakfast. McBriar puts the nose of the football down and then kicks it end over end with T.J. Rushing. A fair catch at the 12. McBriar is very good at that skill. Downing it inside the 20. Next Friday, the 17th of August, where will you be? We beg you to be in front of your flat screen. We're in high definition right here on Fox. The Minnesota Vikings and the New York Jets will hook up. Great first year last year for Eric Mangini and Coach Childress and the Vikings trying to see what they have with Tarvaris Jackson in that offense. Very good defensively last year against the run.
Then, of course, they brought in Adrian Peterson. What's his health going to be like? And I'm really anxious to do that game and get a chance to visit with both of those teams. I know them, well, really all 32 teams at this point are very optimistic about the upcoming year.
And I believe they threw a flag on that first snap. Either way, this half will end 6-3.
Dallas called timeout prior to the snap. Reset the game clock to 30 seconds.
Wade does not want the first half of his first game to end. So he's calling a timeout unless Herman Edwards swoops in and returns some weird fumble. It's going to be 6-3 at the half. I think for the Dallas defense, they have to look at the 4 first downs put on the board by the Colts and be pretty proud of the job they did. Save for a couple of big throws by Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I think overall both teams in this first half pretty much did what they had hoped to do. I know that they're going to go back and say we've got to be better in the red zone. You know, neither team was able to punch it in, but you know, for a first preseason game for those starters, I think they got something that they can build on.
Yeah, pretty well played half here at Texas Stadium. 6-3. The Cowboys lead on field goals by Gramatica and Nick Folk. And our Visa halftime show coming up. 6-3, halfway through it. Chris Myers right after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
By the way, we're having birthday cake after the show for Gus.
God, another birthday cake for some big fat guy who shouldn't be eating cake anyway.
And we're on in 3, 2.
Who's Gus?
Teleprompter guy.
Police have a new warning for parents. Kids are getting high off drugs that may be right in your medicine cabinet. The culprit is a relatively inexpensive medication which, if taken in high doses, can cause hallucinations, in extreme cases, even coma or death. With more on the story, here's Gary Krzyzewski.
Happy birthday there, buddy.
Back to You, a new comedy coming Fox Fall.
You are cordially invited to the event. The summer sales event from Lexus. The event, now through September 4th.
They say there is no I in team. Try telling that to the 57,000 faithful at Memorial Stadium on a Saturday afternoon. This is Big Ten country, and this is where it lives. To make sure you get the Big Ten Network, go to BigTenNetwork.com or call 866-1B10.
Bankers, what are you doing? Well, can't you see, Bill? We're ready to open our WAMU accounts online.
You're naked.
Yes, but you said we could open a WAMU free checking account in under 7 minutes.
Without even getting dressed.
In the nude.
I also said you didn't need paperwork, but I didn't think you'd go nude on me.
I feel as free as a barn swallow. I'm gonna pretend I never saw this.
WAMU, ranked highest in customer satisfaction with retail banking in the Midwest region.
We should have done this years ago.
You are cordially invited to the event. The summer sales event from Lexus. The event, now through September 4th.
Rising Stars, Falling Stars, TMZ, this fall on Fox Chicago.
The Visa Halftime Report is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Life takes Visa.
halftime. Cowboys with a 6-3 lead. Marion Barber, 48 yards rushing in the first half. A battle of field goals. He and Julius Jones carrying the load on the ground for the Cowboys. Peyton Manning and the Colts first-team offense moving the ball well, but no touchdowns. Dallas with that 3-point lead. Coming up in the second half, we will hear from Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. Hi, I'm Chris Myers, and welcome here to halftime, our Visa halftime program. One other game going on in the NFL tonight. Preseason play indoors at Ford Field. Mike Martz in that Lion offense for head coach Rod Marinelli. Calvin Johnson, second overall pick in the draft, had 2 catches in the game, but J.T. O'Sullivan connects with a former Ram that Martz had in St. Louis. Sean McDonald for an 83-yard touchdown. He was wide open. Bengals back up to Carson Palmer, Doug Johnson to Chris Henry, who's in. Henry, remember, suspended by the league for 8 games. That takes place in the regular season. Well, as you can tell, it says, 88 degrees here. It's hot around the country. I think the human heat index is more like Guam. It is that hot no matter who you are. Some players feeling the heat no matter where they're playing, thank you, at what time of the year. Let's take a look at some of the guys around the league, like maybe a Tony Romo, Eli Manning in New York, Rex Grossman in Chicago, who are facing a pressure point. Of course, last season the Bears made it to the Super Bowl, but they had Thomas Jones. Now Cedric Benson is the man in Midway. With Tiki to TV, the Giants' Brandon Jacobs must try and fill his shoes that ran for over 1,600 yards last season. On the defensive, the 49ers hope the $80 million they shelled out for Nate Clements will improve one of the worst defenses last year and bring playoff talk back to the Bay. Concussion-prone Dan Morgan must stay healthy for the Panthers, or they'll be left scratching and clawing once again at linebacker. Players aren't the only ones feeling the pressure point. Norv Turner inherits a Super Bowl caliber team in San Diego, while in Tampa, it's been 4 seasons since John Gruden took his Bucs to the big game. Suddenly, a starter in Atlanta, Joey Harrington can make fans forget Vic, but they might scream, bench Joey, if he tosses more INTs than touchdowns. And in Jacksonville, many believe steady play at quarterback is the only missing piece. Byron Leftwich gets what could be his last shot to prove he's the guy and is above the pressure. And we'll get to see Byron Leftwich as the Jags take on the Packers 2 weeks from tonight. Green Bay, Jacksonville, NFL preseason game, the 3rd weekend here on Fox. Some of the stories watching in the second half. How is left tackle Tony Hugo in the first half for the Colts, replacing Tarek Glenn early against DeMarcus Ware? According to the Colts sideline, had some problems but seemed to adjust rather well. Some of you will have local news, others a preview of the matchups on Fox for the regular season ahead. We're all getting ready, including this family, rooting for somebody somewhere.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
So another year, another convention.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get a map.
Wait, this isn't a map. This is a stat sheet.
I got Cardinal season tickets.
I got 8x10 glossy. That's not good.
You forgot your hat.
Fox NFL Sunday returns September 9th.
They ever tell you New Orleans is like a bowl of gumbo? It's a surprise in every bite. Got tourists, gangbangers, rich folks, crazy folk, any and everything in between.
You talking to your soup? Let me know when it starts talking back to you.
From the streets of New Orleans, things are about to start cooking. K-Ville, a new series coming Fox Fall.
That is why I should be your commissioner.
Okay, next.
All right, here it is. Hey, are you here? I need you here. Grab a pen, Hans, get this down. I got an 80-inch plasma screen, gourmet chef kicking out nachos and wings, leather recliners with built-in coolers. And this year, valet parking.
Ballet parking?
Fantasy Rule 19. Choose your commissioner wisely.
Yes, Billy, valet parking. Bring your toe shoes.
Oh, yeah! Fantasy Rule 1, play at NFL.com.
Welcome back live at Texas, in Irving, Texas, to the Visa Halftime Report. Peyton Manning, 3 of 5 in limited play, and the start to the preseason for the defending Super Bowl champion Colts. You'll see a lot of Peyton to Marvin during the regular season. Fox excited about another NFL season. We kick it off with the Chargers and Bears. Let's take a look at some of the other major matchups ahead.
The greatest NFL season any network has ever broadcast is about to kick off.
And that I'm at peace. Okay? Okay? And don't tie yourself to me.